Pasta Alla Norcina, a true Italian classic. And today, Buzz Cooks is in Los Angeles at Chef Joseph's home to show you how to make this rich, creamy pasta dish that tastes like it came straight from Italy. So let's get cooking.
Hey everybody, we're in Los Angeles today at my best friend's house, Chef Joseph, and he's going to make an amazing pasta dish for us, so we're going to cut it to him.
Okay, today we're going to make pasta alla norcina. It's from the Umbrian area of Italy, and we have all our fresh ingredients out. So we're going to start with our base for the sauce is going to be sweet Italian sausage, fresh ricotta cheese, which we're going to melt into the pasta, into the sauce. We have dried porcini mushrooms, and we also have fresh Italian parsley, brown onion, fresh garlic, white wine, good olive oil, nice flaky sea salt, pepper, and pecorino romano cheese. And this is really all the ingredients we're going to have for today. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take these dried porcini mushrooms and we're going to put them in a spice blender and we're going to pretty much make them into a powder. Really only are going to need about 2 to 3 tablespoons of this, of the porcini powder, but it gives it such an amazing flavor. So now we're just going to pulverize this up. And we're just making it into a fine powder. Okay, so now what we're going to do as our next step is we're going to grate some really good pecorino romano cheese. You're going to want a cup, 2 cups. You're going to use it quite liberally in the pasta sauce, and then you want some extra left over so you can sprinkle over the pasta. Okay, so the next step is we're going to chop up half a brown onion. You can use a yellow onion, you can use a white onion, but I prefer the brown onion. Okay, so one ingredient I forgot at the beginning was some nutmeg, which we're going to grate right over the sauce as we're making it. Now we're going to take some fresh garlic. Okay, so we've got some nice garlic ready to go, which we're going to end up microplaning over the pasta sauce once the sausage gets going. Okay, the next step in our prep is some freshly chopped Italian parsley. So I just like to take the leaves off. It's fine if you get some of the stems in there too, but I try to avoid as many of the stems as I can, although they do add some pretty good flavor as well. And you're going to want, you know, maybe a 1/4 cup, maybe less, but right around there, what you're going to put on top of the pasta. I know there's more professional ways of doing this, but it's pretty easy for me to do it just this way. Okay, now we're going to start making the pasta sauce. Absolutely the best part. So we're going to start with the Italian sausage. We have 4 nice, delicious, sweet Italian sausages. We're going to cut the casing open on all of them, and we're going to take the meat out. So it's pretty simple to remove. Okay, so we're going to now start. We're going to set the fire to like just below medium. This is a pretty powerful set of burners here, this Viking 7 series, 23,000 BTUs. We're going to break up the meat. If you set the fire too high, you're going to burn it, but you do want to brown. You don't want the Italian sausage to look gray. You can use olive oil. I don't like to because there's so much already fat in the sausage, but if it starts to stick too much, you can throw in a little olive oil. This thing works like a charm. Okay, so we're gonna start with the ricotta cheese now. We're not actually gonna warm it up or anything yet, but we're just gonna get it ready. Like I said earlier, you can use heavy cream instead, which is a whole lot easier, but this is the traditional Umbrian way. So I'm gonna take the ricotta, put it in a bowl. We're gonna add a little olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and ultimately, at the end, we're gonna take some pasta water into that small pan like this, and then we're gonna warm it up before it goes into the sauce. I'm just gonna mix that up a little bit so it's ready to go.
And that's going to be the cream for the sauce.
That's gonna be the cream for the sauce. But the star of the sauce is the porcini mushroom powder. We're gonna throw the onion in. Get all that in there nice. And give that a chance to do its magic. All right, so now that we got the onions nice and soft in there, we're gonna grate some fresh garlic over the top. So we're gonna get our microplaner. We're gonna take our garlic that I've already peeled. All right, so next we're gonna take our microplaner and we're gonna take some nutmeg and we're gonna grate that over the top. And you don't wanna go too heavy with the nutmeg, just enough to add a little depth to it. All right, now my favorite ingredient, what makes this so special, is the porcini mushrooms. So we're gonna take 3 tablespoons, since there's gonna be 3 of us eating, and we're gonna add that in there. That's perfect. All right, next we're gonna throw in about a cup and a half of white wine. I'm using a decent Sauvignon Blanc. I recommend using a wine you drink, not some really junky stuff. We're going to turn the fire up just a little bit. All right, we're going to take the ricotta cheese. We're going to put it in this little tiny skillet to get it ready. We're not turning the heat on yet because we're going to add pasta water. And if that works the way it should, I might not even have to turn the heat on, or we're going to put the heat on very, very low. But if you put it on too high, it's going to cause the cheese to curdle. So we got some pasta water we took out, nice and starchy. We're going to add a little of that. What I do with my spatula, I'm going to kind of get that in there a little bit, see if we can loosen that up some. Pour this into our sausage. It's going to be the base of our sauce. Okay, now we're going to take our pasta. We're going to dump it right in that sauce. And my wife's going to be upset with me because I am going to make a mess here in a second. Okay, now we're going to add in our fresh Italian parsley that we chopped up earlier. Love Italian parsley in just about everything. Okay, so we got our pecorino romano that we grated earlier. We're going to put in a pretty decent amount here. And this is what kind of adds the salt to it, because it's a salty cheese, and we didn't add any salt to anything else here. And we'll save some to put on top later.
Pasta Alla Norcina, a true Italian classic. And today, Buzz Cooks is in Los Angeles at Chef Joseph's home to show you how to make this rich, creamy pasta dish that tastes like it came straight from Italy.
I like it a lot.
So let's get
We're gonna
cooking.
give it a taste.
You're gonna need Italian sausage, garlic, onion, ricotta cheese, pecorino romano cheese, fresh parsley, dried porcini mushrooms, a touch of nutmeg, and of course your favorite pasta. Today we went with penne pasta because it holds that creamy sauce perfectly. Start by browning up that Italian sausage and break it into nice bite-sized pieces. Once it's cooked through,